Welcome to the Main Event Fightcast. I'm your host, Vega, alongside my co-host, Coach Mike. And this weekend, we took quite an adventure across the world to try to stay awake for... God, why did they start these fights at 3 o'clock in the morning, bro? That shit was crazy, bro. I couldn't do it.
I woke up really early and...
I couldn't do it. I tried, bro. I went to sleep at like 7 the day before. Friday night, I was in bed at like 7, sleep by like 8. I woke up at 2, got up, brushed my teeth, started getting ready, sat down, passed out. And then I was just in and out until the main card, where I woke up just in time to catch Carlos Ulberg win the decision. Then I nodded off again and woke up in time to catch Muslim Salikov just as he landed that perfect kick.
Yeah.
I did catch Gabriela Fernandez versus Wang Kong was right before that.
In and out of sleep.
That one was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was the only fight I stayed up for the whole time.
I remember you definitely texted me for that. You cashed
that
out.
Shit was crazy.
You cashed out. That was great.
Cashed out and went right to sleep.
Listen, this card, if you woke up, if you set up your sleep in a good manner or whatever, it was easy to stay awake. It was easy to stay awake.
It was looking at the highlights. It was an explosive card.
It was scrapping. They were finishing. It had some upsets with the Joker going out. She got tagged.
Give it to my girl Gabriela, bro. Y'all gotta stop being so disrespectful.
And Gabriela grabbed her back.
All right. So I wanted to talk about that for a sec, right? Because I think what's happening, right, and I feel like we gotta stop doing this, is that kickboxers, like very well decorated kickboxers, right, are coming into MMA and we're like, yo, this person's a demon. Look how decorated they are, blah, blah, blah. But because wrestlers don't have like this professional next level space outside of the educational space, like collegiate wrestling, like there's no major like wrestling organization you watch that isn't professional wrestling, right? When we say professional, like we know what that encompasses, right? So there's no space for people to recognize how truly good and dangerous people could really be at their grappling. So you're getting these super decorated kickboxers coming in, and we're instantly disrespecting the fact that Gabriela Fernandez is like a holy shit, I lost the word. But she's a third dan black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like that's third degree. Like she's a 3-degree black belt.
And she coaches boxing in Brazil.
She coaches boxing in Brazil.
She's a mixed martial artist.
She's a mixed martial artist, fam.
Yeah, so
you understand? So for me, like I was very confident that was gonna happen, which is probably why I mixed Wang Kong up with somebody else. Because then when I saw her do the Joker thing, I was like, oh, I definitely remember who this is. Like, she has a chance, but she's still going to lose.
We did the show last week. We skipped over her, and like she turned around so quickly, I didn't realize.
Right, I didn't realize who it was.
And we would have been able to speak on the fact that, she beat Valentina in kickboxing. It was a close fight, but she won versus Valentina. And that puts you in the area of like Izzy
everybody's
versus
expecting,
Pereira.
right? Everybody's having those conversations. Like that's not realistic.
And you try to jumpstart Joker, and
we saw very quickly
ran into a very
Valentina would maul her. If Valentina went into that fight with the game plan she went into against Grasso. My God!
The thing is, she could stand with her, and now there's MMA wrestling to it. The fact that she has that in her pocket at any moment. Like
it changes everything. Like
it gives her a different kind of confidence that she can.
So I just wanted to address that.
She can even feint and go for the overhand and catch her.
And catch it.
Or more likely the kicks.
And like we saw with Dr. Stoppage. That kick was heavenly. Like that's what a beautiful butter kick looks like. That was like everything about it was like you could see the angle from when her toe released from the floor, came up across the side. That shit was just landed on the chin right across.
There's no
the
chance her
vein,
parents don't know. There's no chance her parents don't know anymore that she fighting.
Oh yeah. No, everybody knows now. Everybody knows now.
There's no chance. I just now, after that, I want to advocate for a 105 division.
The atom weight?
Atom weight.
I think that's interesting to mention because, like, what are they going to do with some of these fighters? Because some of them were fighting in classes that we don't actually have in the UFC.
There's some fighters at at 115 that 100% would love to cut an extra 10 pounds because they might not be cutting that much weight because there's no 105, and it could be interesting. It might take some time.
It might take a little while to build. I don't know if there's enough 105ers for that.
Man, a star was born this past Saturday.
She might be really forced to pick that extra 10 on.
She will until a weight class comes about, but that would be interesting, man. That would be interesting. A practicing doctor out there stopping people like that
was insane.
I thought she was gonna immediately give her medical attention, like it was.
She should have, because that girl needed it, bro. That girl was out cold. It was
a scary
stretchered out. I haven't seen somebody get stretchered out of the UFC in a while. It's been at least 4 or 5 years, easily.
She was not conscious. Like, she was conscious, but she wasn't there to, like, at the hospital and being explained. It was her first loss ever. So
right, and she was 18-0.
So I can imagine she was her first time getting knocked out.
Yep.
Maybe she's been knocked out in practice and stuff, but not like that.
Right, like getting dazed in practice is different than getting that. That was the
type
kick from
the type
God,
of whiplash she
Woo.
faced, and that was crazy. I thought the Rose versus Wei Lee was a perfect time kick. This was worse because she was coming forward with the shot, and it was bad.
I think it was more comparable to Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey, because the momentum Ronda Rousey was moving with, trying to get away and getting caught with that.
Well, Holly's
crazy,
100% a harder kicker than Ming, but the timing was just a little better.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, either way, it's comparing like micrograms of greatness. You know what I'm saying? But
100%,
but like 100%. I feel like the timing.
Who she knocked out made it greater.
But the timing is so difficult to compare, because like one is coming in and one is trying to escape, bro.
I'm talking about good meaning bad. How that kick was.
That shit was
it was beautiful, but at the same time, it's disgusting.
That shit was damaging, bro. Like, you don't want her to do that to you in the public, bro. Nobody coming to save you, bro.
She looked. It was like Uriah Hall, how she was instantly remorseful, but like she had to do her job.
You know what I'm saying?
She was fighting for a contract.
Man, she damn well got it, because that was fucking fantastic.
Overall, great card. Like, the main event was one of the only fights that didn't have a finish, but
yeah.
Great performance by Piotr Jan.
But even before we get there, another really great kick, because I love highlighting kicks. I think they get underused in MMA in a weird way, because, like, why? The Muslim Salikov spinning back roundhouse was, whoa! That shit was another one that was just beautifully timed, perfectly landed the perfect accurate spot, heel to the chin. It was... Like, that boy dropped cold.
I mean, there was a lot. Excuse me.
There was a lot of great finishes.
For not knowing his name, the light heavyweight guy. Oh my God.
Oh, the elbow. Oh man, bro, that elbow took up the whole right side of his face. It was like, it's called. And it sucks because their names are a little bit difficult. So forgive us for not remembering. But
18 first round finishes. I mean, he won't get a high number right away, but I can see him getting.
Honestly, I can see him getting a high number based on how the Yuri and Jamal Hill fight goes. If those two put on a fight that doesn't look good,
it just wouldn't.
I think they fast track him quick.
It wouldn't be fair for him.
Why not? Look at the rankings. You got
how
the top.
High? How high?
I could easily see him jump into the top 5, and I'm basing this strictly off of what we just saw with Asakura, Kai Asakura.
I don't like that.
I don't love it. I don't love the fact that Kai Asakura is fighting for the belt right now, right? But like, I see it comparable. Simply, like I said, but the basis of that is, how does the Jamal Hill Yuri Prohaska fight go? Because if Pereira smokes Ankalaev like we expect him to, right? Now he's pretty much beat everybody in the top 7, right? So. Then from there, it's like, okay, how are the people performing to make themselves worthy of a rematch? What's more exciting? A rematch versus Yuri or Jamal Hill? That's really only based on how that fight goes. Doesn't matter who wins. If they both look kind of boring, then what's more exciting? This explosive 18-0 first round finisher going up against Alex Pereira, who changed the game? Or rematching versus Yuri or Jamal Hill or Ankalaev? or Rakic, who just look crazy.
You saying he gets like a Rakic fight?
Right.
Like a fast track.
That'll be the fast track. He gets like a Rakic fight. Or Anthony Smith, winner of Anthony Smith and Dominic Cruz. Dominic Reyes, sorry.
I don't like him versus Anthony Smith because I don't know what's his wrestling.
But that's a beautiful test, and it's the type of thing where like bringing in this guy.
I'd rather get a lower level jiu-jitsu guy, test that first.
Nah, they're better off putting him against Rakic. Like I said, if you're gonna put him against somebody low ranked, the only real option is the winner of Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes.
I'm just saying.
You know
what I mean, you wouldn't have put Alex Pereira versus. It was at middleweight. You wouldn't have put him versus Paul Craig as his second fight. It just wouldn't have made sense.
No, but they put him against Bruno as his first fight.
Bruno wasn't. He didn't have like big submission finishes.
But he had them.
He has that in the belt, but he didn't use it.
But Anthony Smith is not on a good streak against up and comers, so it kind of balances itself out. Mm. You know what I mean? From that perspective, like a gatekeeper. And again, it also depends. Like if the conversation is against Dominic Reyes, what do you feel? Right? Because now Dominic Reyes is more of a stand-up fighter, right? So like that's why I said depending on who.
That's one of the first people that shot to my mind.
Depending on who wins that fight, because they're fighting each other.
I just thought about it like, do you give it to Dom if he loses or if he wins? That's what I thought.
I guess that's fair if he loses.
Yeah.
I
was like.
But then I don't think it's fair for the guy coming in because it's like, all right, yeah, you got 18-0 first round finishes. We want to see you against somebody tough because we're assuming
that's already fast track.
Right, we're assuming
that's somebody that previously fought for the title. That's already a fast track.
Yeah, but again, with Rakic sitting above,
but there's levels. There's levels to the fast track. Obviously.
So I think, but that's what I could see possibly happening. And again, there's a lot of factors that play into it.
It also depends on him too. Does he want to fight soon? If he wants to fight soon, I'm sure there's more there. I'm sure there's some people that's been idols, a Jan Blachowicz, but that's the problem. That's too fast. That's fast tracking him too much.
Because Jan can wrestle.
Jan Blachowicz is a mixed martial artist.
But look at the position you put Rakic in. If you're talking about fighting soon,
I say Johnny Walker.
Rakic just came off.
I just thought about
Johnny Walker.
That's the perfect
fight. Look at that. Johnny Walker's a good option, right? Even a Khalil Roundtree.
Come on.
Why? You think Khalil smokes him that easily?
No, I don't think Khalil smokes him at all. I just think that's a fun fight, but it's too soon.
Why?
Too soon.
What do you mean it's too soon? What are you talking about? What does that even mean?
It can be too soon for him.
So you think Khalil's going to beat him?
Well, Khalil's not fighting no time soon.
Khalil will probably fight in the next 3 months.
4.
That puts us in April.
3 isn't a safe bet for me, but 4 or 5 is a safe bet. He'll fight.
Yeah. But like I said, if you want to see him fight fast, the person that they put the pressure on is Rakic. Because he didn't really take a lot of damage in that fight against Ankalaev. Right, they could push it another month, and it's already in the 90-day period. They're way past.
He might want to.
You know what I'm saying? You put him in a position where you're like, yo, you really want to redeem yourself and get another possible shot at the title because right now it's not looking good for you. Fight this guy right here. See what's up. I mean, let's see how this goes. You beat him, you could stay in the rankings where you are. Otherwise, it's really time to start moving you out, bro. Because what are you doing?
Makes sense.
You know. So that's what I think is possible. And it sucks that I keep forgetting to do. No, let's go look at this guy's name because we have the interwebs available. Let's go. What?
I mean, that's your job, right? You could just put it up right there. Oh my God, what a knockout that was. Hey.
Nicholas Mata had that nice decision win. That was another one I cashed out on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's coming up right now.
Here it is. Whew. Zhang Mingyang.
Oh my God. What a knockout.
Why did I look this up? Oh, so I can know his name. Yeah, Zhang Mingyang. That was the whole point of that. Zhang Mingyang. So I think he has a lot of options for like getting through the rankings pretty quick, especially with.
To me, that's just on Shelby and Nick Maynard, like they're
the professionals. They know what they're doing.
They got this. I believe in them. But Johnny Walker seems like a cakewalk.
Seems like a great option.
Usman, they were just Usman.
He's dropping down to light. Alderman.
He is light.
Oh, no, you're talking about Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, Usman, who? No, Vulcan, yeah.
Vulcan's
a good option, right? Ulberg is a interesting option.
The loser of that fight, who will be 10 now or 9.
It was Vulcan, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's who's a nice fit.
That could be fun. But I really like your Johnny Walker call out, because that also gives Johnny Walker a chance to redeem himself or decide to call it a wrap.
It also is a little damaging to Johnny Walker's career.
What you mean?
Fight. A guy that powerful.
Well, that's what I mean. This is the type of fight where you put Johnny Walker in there and you say, yo, bro, things have gotten really bad for you. That's
me being a Johnny Walker fan, and I'm like, is that the one we want him to go out on? Because
I wouldn't mind
that might be,
because it's a solid loss. I'd rather see him go out on something like that than lose to somebody we expected him to beat going down in the rankings, and then sit there and be like, what the fuck happened?
At this point in his career, we want to create a little bit of a path for him to have a slight chance at that.
Nah, bro, this would be his third or fourth time that we did that.
How fun could him versus Alex Pereira be? And it's just, and that's I don't
think it's gonna be that fun.
I think it can be very fun.
Bro, Ankalaev just knocked him out. Let's see what happens with Pereira and Ankalaev, and that'll tell you how fun it'll be, bro.
I think the tools that Ankalaev has in the wrestling could have distracted Johnny, as opposed to Johnny can go out there and just have fun.
Nah, bro. The way Johnny Walker fought that fight was.
I'm not saying he has a chance. I'm saying it can be fun. Nah. He can lay out the kitchen sink early.
I think that's the type of fight that you set up in a situation where we're looking at Pereira without the belt. But as far as like the amount of work we have to do to get Johnny Walker to that belt opportunity,
or both of them at heavyweight, making their
like they both make a heavyweight debut. Cool, I could see that, right? But like, nah.
Or let's say Johnny makes a heavyweight debut, finishes somebody, and then you're like, you know what? Pereira's gonna go fight for the heavyweight belt, but he wants to fight somebody in the rankings first,
which has never happened before, but could be interesting. So. Those are really great wins. The heartbreaking loss, Tabitha Ricci getting smoked by Yan Janan.
I told you, man, I was very worried about this fight, but you know what? Tabitha Ricci definitely showed how tough she is and how game she is. Mm-hmm. This was a tough.
I just wish she would have switched to her grappling.
This was a tough fight. But like I said, like I told you, if you told me she was dating Hamza Shemaya and been working with him,
working out her wrestling, different conversation,
then I would be like, yeah, this is a fight she can win.
I didn't think, and I still don't, just for the record, right? I did not think Yan Jinan was that good. And I still don't think she's that good.
No, she's good, and she has power behind her. No,
I didn't say she's not good. I don't think she's that good. Okay. Right? Like, that's my issue, is that from every fight I've seen with her, it seems like, and I guess I'll give her the credit of, I think she's a very, very good counter puncher, because she is super low activity, right?
She's loading up on that shot.
But when she does find her activity, it always surprises the person she's fighting, right? So even when you watch this fight, like, Tabitha Ricci spends so much time moving in and trying to get close and trying to figure out how to move. And Yan is barely moving, right? And then when she does move, she times it so perfectly that it catches Tabitha surprised every time.
And it's the power behind it.
And it was kind of the same thing with Wei Li.
The power behind it that gives her the respect, that makes her think twice before coming in. It took a round and a half before Baby Shark realized the kicks was the way to go. Mm-hmm.
But I think that's more to your point about who she was dating, where it's like, what are you really spending the most time training around?
Your boxing is growing, yes, but this wasn't the fight.
This wasn't the fight for that.
To display your boxing, you have a taller, more rangier fighter than you with more power than you. Mm-hmm. Yep. You had to show your.
This was the bet I lost. You had
to show your MMA skills.
Yeah.
And change level.
And she didn't.
And when you got her worried about changing level, those kicks she'll be
and even if you didn't want to go to the grappling, like you didn't even throw any kicks.
It's just giving her the thought of it that'll open up those kicks.
And that's it. That's all it was.
It's easy to say in retrospect, but I just didn't like the match.
It was easy to scream it in the moment too.
Oh my God!
Kick!
Oh my God! I was worried for her because
I almost picked up the PS5 control.
I knew she wouldn't win, but I still, as a fan, was hoping she get it done. But
I feel like I saw a lot of opportunities and openings for her to make moves that she didn't take.
She's really good. She is growing as a fighter.
And then, like you said, the main event being so this is another one of those interesting cards where somehow almost every fight before the main and the co-main was finished, and the co-main and main did not. So Deiveson Figueiredo versus Peter Yan. Now, I texted you in the middle of this fight, and I was like, "Yo, bro, who's winning?" And you thought I was playing. I was serious,
I saw the text
bro.
about 15 minutes later.
I texted you that probably right at the end of round 2. I was like, yo, from what I'm watching, this is the first time that I am incredibly thankful it's not my job to judge. Because I have no idea who's winning this fight.
By the time I saw the text, it was clear.
Yeah, it had turned around. Peter Yan took off with it.
And I said it, if you asked me a few minutes before, it was close. But Peter Yan was dominating at that point. I do not agree with the 50-45, but it was that close that the first 2 rounds, I gave it a split. They gave it both to Peter Yan.
And like I told you, like if somebody says that they give it as a split, you got that, bro. I'm not gonna argue. You're right. If somebody told me they gave it both to Peter Yan, yo, you got that, bro. You're right. They gave both the first round to Deiveson. Yo, you got that, bro.
I'd like to
first 2 rounds. I have
to watch
no idea
with somebody and see if they to be confident, to confidently say it, because 3 people said it. 3 people said
Peter Yan, bro.
10-9 for Peter Yan first round, 10-9 for Peter Yan second round.
Yep.
And it continues in third round, which I agreed third.
Third round definitely 10-9.
I agreed fifth.
Definitely.
Yeah. But the first 2 I thought
the third round was almost a 10-8 in my opinion.
It's not fresh in my memory to tell
that's
to
the
tell
one
you
where
what round.
That's the one where Deiveson was trying to get him to the ground and he ended up on his back for a bit, so Peter Yan was able to get a little bit of ground and pound.
I think it was first round. I think it was first round. Deiveson Figueiredo was winning exchanges, and he took him down nicely.
Mm-hmm. The way first round ended is how third round was.
Later in the round, Piotr got I think turned it around.
Yeah,
and was on top for like maybe 20 seconds.
No, he was on top longer than that.
It was longer than that?
The when he was on top for 20 seconds, that was in third round. Third round started the way the first round ended, but it was a lot shorter.
So you thought...
that's why I thought the third round was
I guess that's how he swayed the judges by ending it on top, but
yeah,
I thought Figueiredo won that
Figueiredo did an incredible job of avoiding taking any damage because he was blocking almost all the ground and pound. But Yan was up there for a little while, longer than any of us expected him to be. And then in the third round, like I said, in the beginning of that round, maybe like 20, 30 seconds in, they end up in a sloppy exchange where Yan ends up on top, and he probably swings like once or twice before they end up back on their feet. So that was the round where I was like, I don't know what's going on with Figgy, but he is tired.
He was sluggish.
He was cooked.
Like,
he might have been someone affected by the time zone change.
I thought maybe I don't know how the fighters feel about that, but I thought after the first takedown and it being reversed towards the end of it, it did discourage him a little from wrestling.
I always wonder about that because, like, how many attempts, like, what is it that you're feeling that puts you in a position where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to try that again at all. Like, because you only really attempted it twice. Mm-hmm. And for you to give up twice in the first round on this strategy that you talked so much about leading into the fight, like you were talking about you were going to be able to grapple him and take him down easy. Like, did he really hit you with so much strength in those first 2 takedowns that you were like, well, that game plan is out the window. We're going plan B right now.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of crazy.
It was crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
Especially when Peter Yan was doing a great job of like neutralizing his speed. He was walking him down to a point where he couldn't explode at him.
Right. But all of Figgy's best shots were that speed and explosion that we always talk about.
Well, that's
Them
what
shits were
that's
incredible.
his
And
game.
what about Jan's uppercuts? Oh my God, bro. I thought he was gonna rock and sock him to the moon with them Johns, bro. He missed one of those and it looked like he flew off the floor with the swing, bro. Like he literally lifted himself off the floor. He swung so hard.
That was very impressive. He was very impressive.
Those uppercuts were incredible. Incredible. And the fact that Figgy was eating them, and when he ate that knee in the 5th round, bro.
He's tough. The thing is, at 135, he's very durable, man. I said 35. 135. Former flyweight. Yeah, he's very durable at 135. So
when he ate that,
it was a fun fight. It was a fun fight.
It was a fun fight. Even without the finish, it was a really fun fight.
Yep.
Which brings us to a fun conversation around fights, right? We're still obviously all really big and hung up on the John Jones, Tom Aspinall situation, right? So the current evolution is John Jones is supposedly training. Tom Aspinall is excited because he supposedly got something good from the UFC. So the likelihood that this fight is happening is much higher than it's ever been before. The question is, how long are we waiting for this fight? Now, my thoughts are, with Conor now being convicted for sexual assault, because he is achieving all of the villain side quests that he could possibly find, I think it just makes perfect sense that we get John Jones, Tom Aspinall for International Fight Week. Because what's more international than USA versus the UK, baby? Yeah. America versus the Redcoats, baby.
You know what's interesting?
We're gonna show them what we did in World War I again.
What's interesting about that, I can see John doing it because there was a lot of people questioning John about the way he showed so much love to Trump after winning that fight. And my answer to that is, you don't know that John Jones is like a true American kind of guy.
Yo, he's a proud American, bro.
Because everybody was like, oh, but he don't follow Trump. He follows Kamala Harris, though.
So what? Fuck that got to do with anything. Trump is now the president, bro. He's just happy he got a president.
He could have voted for her and still been showing respect to his president when he's that kind of true American.
Right.
I'm not that guy, personally, but I can understand.
Exactly. And I could sell a fight with it.
Have you ever?
Because you go to John Jones and tell him, forget the legacy, bro. You about to fight America's war for us right now. We about to set the world straight again.
Have you ever performed in front of a president?
I
haven't.
I did once, recorder class.
So like, what are you guys saying? Like, they've never done that. Like, what are you talking about? But I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
Does Drake versus Kendrick count as a fight? Fight news, I mean, sorry. Does it count? Because I have a comparison.
I don't think it counts, but I want to see where this goes.
I have a comparison, man. It's becoming like John Jones in DC, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, all I'm seeing is like the hurtness.
Bro, all I know is Kendrick made Drake cut his hair, bro.
I keep forgetting that.
It's really not like I don't want to talk about this beef anymore, bro. No, like there's no clearer win, bro. This is a 50-40, bro. Like this nigga dunned him, bro. Like that's it. There's nothing left to talk about, bro. Like he made you change your hairstyle, bro. There's no coming back from that. You needed to rock that long hair you needed to rock the braids for at least another year, bro. Rock them to the end of the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But you cut them shits, bro. That's it.
That's one of the things that he forced out of him. But like
that right there, in comparison, that was John Jones with that final knockout over DC, and DC get an interview by Joe Rogan crying, bro. That's what that is. You just did an interview with a haircut, bro. Trying to clown your ops for dropping a new project.
How about this?
You lost, bro.
He bullied him into dropping a party album.
He did.
He bullied him into, like, this is all we wanted all along. He's like, Drake's fans been calling for a party album for so long.
Now you got one.
We're getting a party album. So even if you don't like Kendrick, Drake fans, thank him.
Yeah, I don't know if that qualified at all for this show, but
it's fight news, isn't it? Isn't it fight news?
It was a nice spin. It would have been more fight news if you would have addressed the and we can't even call it a leak text because I feel like if you my boy, right, and we texting and we talking shit about somebody and you post it on your social media, like there's no part of you that doesn't think I'm gonna see it. So obviously we already talked about it beforehand. Like there's no surprise for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hope.
So
I would hope that's
right, like that's what I'm hoping, right? Like there's no way that that's shocking me. So in that sense, like the conversation is like, yo, the Squabble Up video dropped today. I don't know if you saw that yet.
No.
I can't wait to show you that because let me tell you one thing. All due respect to Kendrick and all the people that rock with him, but if the hands I saw in the Squabble Up video is what he's really throwing, bro, maybe it was best to keep it on wax. Like,
it is wax. This is wax. This is all on.
It is for the best. You know what I'm saying?
All on wax. Let's make it.
Talking about some real fight news, unfortunately, we don't have any upcoming fights this weekend in the MMA sphere. However, we do have something very interesting happening because Dana White has been very open about his interest in exploring a path in boxing promotion. But he has not been very open about this new thing that he just launched, which is his interest in a grappling promotion. So that is why we have signed Mikey Musumeci. For those who don't know who this is the most accomplished grappler of all time. I believe he's like a 6th degree jiu-jitsu black belt, like a 4th degree judo black belt. Like he's got a black belt in damn near every version of grappling. Like he has not lost a grappling match in like 10 years or some crazy shit. Like he is that guy. And the UFC just signed him.
I could beat him.
The UFC just signed him. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean? The UFC just signed him to help launch their new grappling promotion. So this weekend, December 7th, that's not this weekend. This weekend's Thanksgiving. We still ain't got shit this weekend. December 7th, the following weekend.
If you're really interested, I think there's some PFL. Man.
There's no way they're doing PFL, bro. PFL is broke right now. PFL is going broke, bro. There's no way they made the money that they spent on Francis' contract back on watching Francis fight Renan. Like, that's just not possible. I refuse it. What there probably is boxing. I stand corrected, folks. These niggas is risking it all. I don't know where they getting the money from, bro. But apparently, PFL 130. That is going to be next week. Is going to be the first episode where we strictly cover PFL because there's nothing else.
We're not strictly covering PFL.
Will there be WWE?
100%.
Okay, so we'll probably hit a little bit of that too. So yeah, just heads up, we get it. 100%. It's going to be a tough episode to watch with the family, but it'll be interesting. Now I'm interested in. We gotta see what this PFL card is going to be about. But anyhow, Mikey Musumeci has joined. What do you think about the fact that Dana has now decided to not only own the fused version, but to own each fusion parts of MMA as well?
He's just side quests. His side quests are different.
Side quests, bro.
I mean, his side quest is different. Connor out here with the coke and rape allegations.
Meanwhile, Dana's like, let me get some people to slap each other. Let me get some people to punch each other. Oh, you guys want to choke each other? We can make that work too.
Next thing you know, he's going to buy AEW.
You know, the first fighter I want to see convert to the new grappling league, Paul Craig. That's it. You're done in the UFC. Let's move you to whatever we're calling this grappling thing.
And guess what? He will not be any good at it.
And I think that's where you should be.
He will not be any
I think he's going to be really good at it.
No. Doesn't have very good takedowns. It's a very defensive thing.
Yeah, but none of those guys have good takedowns. That's the whole reason he's not good at takedowns. All of BJJ is start on your back. That's why they butt scoot all the time. They don't go for takedowns, bro. You see them butt scooting across the mat for days. And they wrap you up with their leg and it's a wrap. You got snaked. But they're not going for takedowns.
I think the art of surprise is his big weapon, though.
Think so?
I mean, he could correct me wrong.
I guess we can find out because, like I said, I think
he can make me wrong.
After the Bo Nickel loss, I think Well, nah, he looked really good in the Bo Nickel loss. That's not fair to say. That's not fair.
He kickboxed with
That's
Bo
not
Nickel.
fair. Yeah, that's not fair. He looked good in that Bo Nickel loss. I can't take that away from him. But I would still love to see Paul Craig in that. I would also love to see Anthony Smith. I would love to see J. Elton Almeida. I would love to see, and this is not retiring from the UFC or anything like that. This is just saying like people I would like to see. I think John Jones will be fun as fuck in there. Who else? What about some smaller guys? Islam would be great to see there.
Well, the biggest thing about
Hamza
is how many of his guys does he continuously give permission to go do it at other promotions, and
I think that's part of what convinced him to do it for himself. Exactly. He's like, yo, I got so many of these guys going to those promotions. They're making money. It's working. I might as well do it myself, and we just keep cashing in and having fun.
I already have the best athletes at it. Why not?
Why not? Right? And then give them chances to hold belts in different ways that they never thought they could, and make those belts meaningful. Because again, like I was saying earlier,
you didn't mention one of the slickest though. By the way,
who that?
Funk Master.
Right, Aljo. Like Aljo's a great example. Those are and this is what I was saying earlier as far as there's nothing out there. Even though Mikey Musumeci is one of the most decorated grapplers, right? Like when we say that, you have to be really invested in the fight world to see those accolades because they're not like world champions. Like
you put him up against somebody that we already know and has those accolades. Put him against Aljo. If he smokes Aljo, he's amazing.
It's a wrap, and I think he does.
And like, because anybody that
I think they're not in the same weight class.
Anybody that doesn't even like Aljo understands he's slick.
Yeah,
he's slick with that. That's
good.
What he do.
It's incredible.
That's what he do.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really interesting. And I think the key point is if this does become something that he continues making into a real large promotion, it'll create a world where there is a recognized grappling belt that people can chase after the same way that professional wrestlers chase the WWE belts, right? Like we can create something in wrestling that would have that accolade and that hold that would bring that attention to wrestling and really continue developing excellent level mixed martial artists. That's what I potentially see out of this. So that'll be great. Then what we do have coming up December 7th, after we get our Mikey Musumeci fight, we've got a really interesting title fight because we alluded to it a little bit earlier when we went on a tangent about light heavyweight, but this is happening for real in, what is this, bantamweight? Flyweight, right, flyweights. In the flyweight division. And we've got Alexandre Pantoje defending his championship against debuting fighter Kai Asakura, who, to be respected and recognized, is coming in after relinquishing his title, not losing his title, in one championship. Rising championship. So, in theory, this is a champion versus a champion.
So that means he wasn't a champion at 125.
What?
Rising does not have.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I'm sorry. I'm confusing them with one champion.
One championship doesn't have 125. Yeah, I said one at first. Yes. Rising, not one. Rising has 125. He was the Rising champion. So they've acquired him.
Interesting that he left right before this dude came back. Muhammad Maka's left. He's over there.
Oh yeah, he's at Rising now. But I don't think that would have really mattered.
It could have had he stood there for another year. They could have possibly fought.
Yeah, but why bother when you get your chance to fight for a UFC belt, bro? Especially on a debut fight. This is legendary. The flyweight division is in such shambles right now. We just had the champion fight.
I don't agree with shambles. I think the flyweight division is just
that good.
So many fighters that are like, if they're not in the same level, they're like this, and like it can go either way with all of them. And a lot of them have fought each other already multiple times.
That's what I mean when I say in shambles. There's so many people in the top level of it that like we need this. This is good because we need a roster refresh. We need new faces.
We definitely need new faces.
But I don't like that he's debuting into a title shot.
No.
Right? And I don't think anybody who's really excited about this does like that.
It's a slap in the face to Kai France.
Right. Who just had an incredible fight against the guy who just had an incredible fight for the championship. Right? So there's space and there's opportunity there. But nonetheless, I think this is going to be an incredibly exciting fight. And by being an exciting fight, it does the same thing that I was already doing with some simple MMA math with the light heavyweight division, where this creates a different picture for the division depending on how the fight goes. If Alexander Pantoje wins, right, we're kind of stuck in the same place where we're just recycling these fights, but we get some new faces by going lower in the rankings, right? If Kai wins, everything changes.
Now it's like Disney World for the UFC.
Everything changes. You don't have to refresh the roster at all. You got all new possibilities.
Only difference is it depends if Alexander wants to stay. He's definitely flirted with the idea of going up.
He has. And I think losing, and again, if he loses, it changes the whole division because he potentially goes up.
It depends, because if anybody deserves a rematch, it's him, because who does he fight if he doesn't fight for the title? It gets interesting because he beat everybody.
Right. He has to go up.
It gets interesting.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
He beat everybody.
He has to. If he loses, it's really a rematch or move up, because what do you have
like
left?
If he
fight
somebody again,
given the condition that we have Kai salvaging the flyweight from, right? Like, again, like you said, not that there's a bunch of garbage fighters here. All the fighters are so good.
They're really good.
It makes it complicated, right?
They're
Where
really
we can't watch this anymore. So
unless we're saying that Pantoje is a bum and he's just a little better than them.
Nah, it's craziness.
You know what I mean? Like,
but if Kai wins, like, the whole purpose of him existing in this fight is to refresh. Do they even give Alexander the rematch?
A slap to the roster too. If Kai wins, saying the best guy in Rising is better than the best guy here.
Now the rest of you guys got to prove otherwise.
So now the last person that Kai just beat, not convincingly enough, or just a little convincingly, has a chance of getting to break in.
Mm-hmm.
And take the next man's spot just because.
Mm-hmm. Just because. And that's what I'm saying. It makes
that organization wins.
This makes it so crazy, bro. This makes it so
the same way Dana White won when he
the DJ trade.
When he made the
Askren
DJ trade. It looked like a loss for a second. Actually a split for a second when DJ lost. But when he revenged the loss twice.
Yep, and then Askren never really came back from the Masvidal loss. Woo.
Askren won his first fight, and DJ lost his first fight, but it went total opposite.
Real bad after that. Alongside that fight, we're also talking about the long-awaited fight, in my opinion, Shavkat versus Ian Machado Gary. And I personally was expecting to see this as a title defense for Shavkat because we expected he was going to beat Bilal. But we're getting it early as a contender fight. Now, the closer we get to this fight, the more excited I get for it, and the more I realize Ian is in a really bad place. Ian is in a really bad place.
I'm excited that you think that, because I'm starting to get a little worried.
Ian is in a really bad place for this fight.
Ian might have something that nobody else has.
Like what?
He might be the only one not scared of him.
I mean, yeah, he's probably not scared of him because he's already been subbed by him in sparring.
He got really hurt by him too before, apparently.
So, what do you have left to be afraid of? All you're really in there for is like, I'm gonna give it my all. I know the worst that can happen, so that's the energy you're strong with. But if Shavkat's that much better than you, it doesn't matter.
If I know well what you are good at, what you are better than me at, I also know what to stay away from. And I also find it hard to believe he can find advantages in there.
I don't know, man. The way Shavkat's been handling business, it's easy to believe.
I'm big on Shavkat.
Can't find a weakness.
I'm big on Shavkat's gonna roll through everybody and champion for a little while, maybe even move up to.
And I think what made it crazier for me was Shavkat's tweet, because Shavkat's tweet said,
"Do you remember?"
No. It wasn't even that. The one that got me was, he said, "Thank you, Ian Gary, for accepting the fight. Everybody else turned it down. I really have respect for you accepting the fight, even when you know what happened in sparring." Like, yo, there's no other way to tell somebody, yo, thank you for showing up to get this ass whooping, because nobody else wanted it. And I really respect the fact that despite everything I did to you in sparring and in practice, you still showing up and willing to do this for the fans.
Ian has a plan.
Of course Ian has a plan.
Will it
work?
Execute?
But he hasn't.
No. I hope not. I'm big Shavkat guy, and Not so big on Ian, but he is good.
I'm not that big on
And what I'm
Shavkat.
seeing that Ian is smart, man.
Yeah, I'm not that big on Shavkat because I don't feel like I've seen a lot of fights that I think his opponents were worth watching. But like in my opinion, Ian has the better roster of people he's fought, name-wise, that I've seen. But
No,
I'm very big on Shavkat for this fight. I think
Wonder Boy is better than everybody he's beaten.
That's one, though.
But finishing Wonder Boy when he's never been finished other than he got a flash knockout by Pettis. It's the only time he ever been finished.
But been finished.
He subbed him.
And that's not taking away.
He didn't knock him out.
But that's not taking away that, like I said, it's not taking away how good Shavkat is. What I'm just saying is Ian has been able to show himself against people that we have a better recognition of their actual skill set.
Not impressed with the Page win, although it speaks to his fight IQ.
That's what impresses me about the Page win.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I see a danger in this fight.
Right.
He might understand that I can't let him get close to me. I have to take him down and win that way.
But even there, it's a dangerous position.
I agree. But is he more dangerous standing up? Is he more dangerous on top of him?
I don't know.
Not more dangerous on his back.
He choked somebody else standing up, so I don't know where he's most dangerous, bro.
He's not more dangerous on his back.
We don't know. We haven't seen him in that position yet. That's the question.
He might know that. Ian might know.
I don't know, man. Shavkat was way too confident with that, bro.
Ian is way too confident taking this fight.
Ian's always cocky, though. That's the thing. You can't really. It's different. It's hard to surmise from him because he always has that cockiness. What makes it interesting with Shavkat is Shavkat's always the same level of respectful, and he was being respectful in that tweet. He doesn't realize how cocky he's being with the respect, but he's not doing anything different.
You're gonna owe me an apology if Ian wrestles him and makes this a boring fight and somehow wins the decision, bro.
That'll be nuts because every round starts on the feet. So if you're telling me he can do that to someone with that many submissions, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
But as a forward fighter, listen, I hope I'm wrong in what I'm nervous about.
I'll tell you,
that's the fan.
If you're that nervous, if you're that really genuinely that nervous about it, I would bet on Ian. His plus money is crazy right now.
I have to bet
money's crazy.
Bet something weird on him just because if it happens, I'll be so pissed. I
gotta win somewhere.
Win something.
Yeah. But that's gonna be a really exciting fight, regardless. And then of course we've got
the winner will be fighting for the belt.
Yeah, for sure. Because the fight was supposed to be for the belt already, which is kind of risky for Shavkat in a funny way.
We have a Gracie on the card.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. I don't know if we're going to get all the way through that because these cards could always change. This is technically 3 weeks away right now. So Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov is a big deal because whatever happens with Tom and John, these guys are next.
You also have to think of it as a chess move. Yeah, Cyril Gane already beat him, but Alexander didn't realize there was a path to victory that he didn't even try. Mm-hmm. And now we get to see does Cyril Gane cover that hold or not. Yeah, now he can test Cyril Gane's wrestling.
And you wanted to talk about Mr. Kron Gracie.
More because my boy
I have not seen Bryce Mitchell as a favorite in so long that I think this might be a mistake. Because that's a crazy. I get why, because Kron Gracie's really not that good.
But this is a trap fight. If Gracie is smart to, a little smart, well, not even. His last performance was very Paul Craig-ish, jumping on his back. It could be nasty. But if Mitchell makes the mistake of wrestling him, it can be one of those fights.
When you see a Gracie on the card, you always want to take the chance on a submission because the money's worth it. But realistically,
Bryce Mitchell's going to try to box him and win the fight. But it'll be fun to see Bryce Mitchell get back in the winning column. Personally, I like.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I love Bryce. I love Bryce. He's a great dude.
He's always going to say something funny, whether you.
Did you see the video?
It doesn't matter if you agree with him. Who cares if he thinks the world is oval?
He just put it out. He either put up a video yesterday or today. You said oval. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He put out a video either yesterday or today of him showing his new house that he built from scratch. And the video opens. Son's just rocking his big ass pistol. I'm like, yo, you're about to give a tour of your house. Like, what are you?
He is a hillbilly to the core, man.
To his core, bro. I love it.
Funny dude.
I love it.
Once title contender, once up there to get into a title contention.
Before we wrap the episode, let's give the people what they want and see what PFL. Oh my God, I hate this website so fucking much. This isn't even it. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, he wants to say. How does PFL not own PFL.com yet? That's hilarious. Oh man, I hate this website so much.
We do not have to cover this. We're not gonna know anybody.
All right, here we go. Friday. I can't click it. That's cool.
Oh, that's old boy that got knocked out and then went and became a millionaire.
Yeah, yep. Long gone. Mm-hmm. Pew pew. All right, so Long Gone versus Kizriev is a fight that's happening. Chiva versus Santos. That's a good one. That'll be worth it. A little Thanksgiving thing. Nope. This guy looks like baby Magomed Ankalaev. Yo, the white Alex Pereira, bro.
You don't know who he is?
Nah.
Oh, he's been around for a while.
That's crazy. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be an interesting card. I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna be fiending for fight stuff. So I guess we'll be tuning in, and
he has a win over your boy Michael Chandler. Just know that.
My boy is your boy. Boy Charles Oliveira waxed his ass again. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this week, guys. Enjoy your holidays. Thanksgiving weekend, eat the food, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
And lead with your heart, not your eyes.
That's right. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me at What Up Vega. You can follow Mike at SF Big Mike. And we'll see you guys next week.